What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Lead From Here podcast. I'm Jason. Today we're talking about how to stop the spiral. So if you've been in leadership for any length of time, you have come across a team that is spiraling. You see that they're just not doing well. All of their delivery is down, their output's down, their throughput's down, whatever you call it. It's all down. It's not going well. People are frustrated. People are not happy with you. People are not happy with their peers. People are just frustrated and in a really bad state. And that spiral can be really impactful. People can leave because of spirals. People can get fired because of spirals. Like, a lot of negative things can come when a team is in a spiral. And it's important for you to recognize that as soon as humanly possible. And a lot of that starts with understanding your metrics, which is not always easy in some companies. So it might require a lot of manual intervention there. But it's important to understand what is happening in your team, what's everybody's mindset. And ultimately, there's not an easy way to do that, but hopefully if you have the trust of the team, and it's up to you to understand, like, how much does your team trust you and how much direct information are you getting from people. If you're not feeling super trustworthy, or you feel like people aren't sharing everything with you, it's something that, you kind of got to look at as a leader of, like, how do I start building that trust so people can talk to me? And it's not going to happen during the spiral. I can tell you that. So get that out of your mind. So if you're not getting that information, then the next step is get the information. Look at emails, messages, data, any data you have, spreadsheets, metrics if you have them, any and everything. Any data, any piece of information you can get your hand on, figure it out. Ask what's working, what's not working from your one-on-ones. Do anything you can. Send out a survey to get your hands on data, because if you just start wildly guessing at changes to help kind of stop that spiral, you could exacerbate it, because you're not even sure what you're changing, and you're not even sure what the implications are because you don't have any data to back it up. Once you have the data, that may take some time, hopefully not, but once you have the data, it's important to really look at what's the best, like, what is the most impactful thing, looking at the data. What is the reason this team is spiraling? Whatever that is, you need to attack it. Get rid of it. Move it out. If it's an employee, if it's a process, if it's a policy, whatever it is, it's time to evaluate that and move it out. If it's a policy or process, it might not be as easy as just stopping. You might have to engage other leaders and other peers and say, like, hey, I feel like this is impacting my team, so I need to try and do an experiment. And most healthy companies are going to say, yeah, that's fine, go for it. Let's see if we can get them out of the spiral. But ultimately, you're going to get it wrong. You're going to think you have the answer. You're going to implement that change, and it's going to be wrong. That doesn't mean stop. That doesn't mean give up. That means try something else, because that spiral is not going to stop until you figure out what's going on. Sometimes they'll sort themselves out. The team will get in a better state, or you'll disperse the team and bring a new team, and it's fine. But that brings a whole other level of trust issues and frustrations and burnout for the people that were on that initial team. So if you can fix the spiral without changing resources, it's better. But sometimes it's just an employee on the team is either not doing a great job, or is frustrating people, or is contributing to that spiral. And sometimes that might be, obviously you're not just going to exit somebody if you don't have any data outside of what you just gathered to exit them. But you're going to have to do some coaching, and maybe at some point you'll have to exit them to get them out of the team to fix the spiral. And that's all things that are not fun to talk about, but they're realities. And it's ultimately where you have to keep your head as a leader is, what is impacting my team? How can I make it better? What can I do to fix it? And the more data you can have, the better for that. So I would always, we'll talk about this in another episode, but I will always push people to collect as much data as they possibly can that's actionable. If you just collect data for data's sake, it's not helpful. But if it's actionable data, and data you can actually take and make decisions with, it's invaluable. Like, it's priceless. You cannot put a price on that. So I hope this is helpful. And just remember, like, ultimately, when it's in a spiral, it's not going to stop. You can't just start guessing, because you will be getting pressure from your leaders to just guess. Just be like, what do you think it is? And don't answer. Say, I'm still looking into the data. I will let you know. At that point, you really need to get the data sorted out as quickly as possible so you can have that answer, because you don't want to also, they could also come back on you. The spiral could be your problem. because you're not leading effectively. And, so it's important to make sure you're communicating through all of it to your team, to your boss, to your boss's boss, whoever's reaching out to you. Make sure you're communicating and making them understand that you are aware of this, you are working to find a solution, and then just move forward with figuring it out. I hope this is helpful. It's not a fun topic. When your team's in a spiral, it's not fun, but it's important to understand how to kind of, basically break that spiral, get them to a stable spot and move forward. If you have any questions or have some ideas that you want to talk about around this or around any other topic, please hit me up, Jason@leadfromhere.co. Appreciate you guys. Take care.